Veteran Salute is sponsored by the Devon James Injury Lawyers.
An Air Force veteran says he was so young when he joined the Air Force, his mother had to sign for him. Gwen Bevel and photojournalist Nick Keeper show us how he found far more than a career in the air.
That's right. Randy Loy met the love of his life at Chanute, but the two couldn't get married there. Once they got out of tech school, Randy's mom put together a wedding really quickly. That was just 5 weeks after they met.
This was like our graduating class.
Randy Loy worked in aerospace ground equipment.
We maintained all of the equipment that's needed by an airplane while it's on the ground.
When he looks back, he says one place stands out the most in his mind.
Desert Storm.
Loy says he was stationed in England at the time, and it all started out just like every other military exercise until they stopped in Germany and they handed him a weapon.
Nobody gives me as a flight line mechanic a gun. That's when I knew something was serious at that time.
He says they ended up at Taif Air Force Base in Saudi Arabia.
I could go just about anywhere in Saudi Arabia with that badge.
He says as a member of the Air Force, there were some accommodations or lack thereof he had to get used to.
For the first 4 months, we washed our clothes in trash cans.
He says he'll never forget the camaraderie with the men he served with.
That's the best medal and the most I'm proud of.
The medal is from King Fahad of Saudi Arabia, and he says that was just one place the Air Force introduced him to.
These pictures here were taken in Venice.
Loy says he also took so many trips to Panama, he was awarded a special ribbon for the time he spent there.
I enjoyed my time.
Loy says when he first signed up, he had no idea how long he would spend in.
After 20 years, where did it go? It all happened so fast, it ran together. These are all Air Force little flags.
He says of all the things and accolades he gathered along the way, this quilt made by his sister means so much to him.
That was an emotional moment when she gave that to me.
He says it was also emotional when a current service member handed him this.
That's a challenge coin from the 8 shop.
He says it dates back to his era in the Air Force.
He says, you know, this is only one of 2 that are left known in existence that haven't been handed out.
He says he returned days later to give the man a coin from the Kansas Honor Flight.
Seeing some of the veterans come back, and there's not a dry eye on any of them.
That's why Loy and his wife Carol volunteer for the organization, honoring those who served and sacrificed, just like the two of them did for decades in the Air Force. Hear more of the Loy's love story as we honor Randy's wife, retired Master Sergeant Carol Loy, next week. Here for you, Gwen Bevel, KSN News 3.
The Devon James Injury Lawyers here with our Veteran of the Week, and that's Tech Sergeant Randy Loy, who proudly served our country for over 20 years in the United States Air Force. On behalf of all of Kansas, thank you for your service.
Thank you. Proud to be a veteran.
Veteran Salute is sponsored by the Devon James Injury Lawyers.